What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Ohio Sports Talk. I am your host, Doug. That's my main guy, Jordan Maxson. Jordan, how the hell are you, buddy?
Hey, we're doing good. Shook off a little bit of illness throughout last week, but here we are, baby. We got a lot.
Cover. People are in my mentions. They're talking about is Jordan trying to throw the podcast? What's going on with Jordan? No, glad you're back to healthy. We needed you back at 100% to make this run at full strength. I appreciate you, buddy. Glad you were able to fight through with us last week. First off, dude, I just want to say, I appreciate every single person who watched our Alter interview. It's on YouTube with Coach Mike Freshwater. I thought we did an incredible job. I thought it was a good interview. So if you are a high school basketball fan or a fan of high school sports, check out on our YouTube page the interview with Mike Freshwater recounting Alter's run through the state tournament and their regular season. What were your thoughts on our interview, Jordan? Because I thought we pretty much knocked that one out of the park.
Well, I thought it was great. Mr. Mike Freshwater is a personal friend of mine and
yes.
Friend of the family. He was happy to come on, and we answered all the questions. We went through the run. We went through the good times, the bad, reflect on the future, what they got to keep. A shout out to Alter School for retweeting us, putting them in their mentions, and posting it on their page. So we appreciate that program for taking our interview to that next level, and many more to come. So
for sure,
I'll be involved in a football program this upcoming season. So maybe we get Doug on here to call a few games with us.
I could not imagine calling a football game and feeling like and trying to feel confident. Like I think if maybe you gave me like some simulation games and stuff, I could maybe like get into it. But could you imagine walking out there cold and just trying to call a football game? I mean, it's a challenge that maybe I would want to do at some point. But damn, that's a lot of pressure, dude. Like you're put a lot of pressure on your guy to come out and like nail a high school football. You know what? I would do it. I would love to give it a try. But it was really nice and really cool to get a little bit behind the scenes look at the Alter Knights program, because like we said, dude, they're like the cream of the crop in the Dayton area where we're at. So massive for us to get that interview, and hopefully people go out and check that out on our YouTube page. Our YouTube page is Ohio Sports Talk. You'll see our logo. It's in the corner of the page right now. It would mean a lot to us for you to check out that interview, because we thought we did a good job and delivered on that one. Jordan, weekend's coming up, dude. We got an off night for the Reds tonight. They're back at it tomorrow at home. They've got the Angels. Then we've got the Cleveland Cavaliers starting their playoff series. Before we jump into that, thoughts. Anything you want to talk about sports-wise? Draft. We're going to get into the draft next Monday. Obviously, we're very excited about the draft. Anything you want to touch on before we really dive into the Cavs' first game of the playoffs?
Well, let's lick our wounds a second here as I wear my Cincinnati ball cap that I almost wanted to burn over the last 3 days. The trip out west was a complete disaster.
Well, save some of your thoughts, because we will talk about the Reds after the Cavs. But god dang, did we take it on the shins out there? Like you're saying, keep going, but let's not go too crazy, because we're going to talk about it here in a little bit.
Right on the chin there. But we can do we want to touch on a little bit of UFC acknowledgement right now? Or
let's do that at the end, because then we'll kind of touch around Ohio, and we'll talk some news and notes. We'll talk some college basketball news, some of that kind of stuff. So we'll definitely tie in that at the very end. We'll talk a little UFC 300.
Let's dive right into the playoffs then.
All right, buddy. But you just said it. We've got this weekend, the Cavs start their playoff run. Cavs versus Magic, the 4-5 matchup. A little back information for everybody. The Cavs, they split with the Magic this season, 2-2. We played 4 times. We won one at their place. They won one at our place. And then we obviously both won one each at our home places, our home arenas. These matchups this year were interesting. To me, the Cavs were the better team in these matchups. If you look at the overall scoring, we outscored them total-wise in those 4 games. We had the biggest margin of victory in some of those games. I mean, we beat them by 27 points, shot 52%, and that was without Mobley and Garland. But at the same time, game 1 that they beat us, we beat them, but Paolo Banchero still had 42 points. And to me, that's the guy for Cleveland to stop. It's Paolo Banchero. He is their engine. He is their offensive superstar. There's a reason this guy was the number 1 pick, and he plays like it. Thoughts on the regular season? Those 4 games. Garland missed a couple. Mobley missed a couple. Mitchell missed 1. We didn't get to see the full unit all year against them, but we still split with them, so I thought that was impressive. What were your thoughts on some of the regular season matchups with the Cavs and the Magic?
I definitely thought it was a bit impressive when we were more at full strength, but a little bit lackluster on the injury bug. But yeah. Like you nailed it on the head. It's going to be a defensive battle. Game 1, I look at Isaac Okoro, I look at Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen, who's been playing lights out towards the end of the season, to really step up defensively. Those are the 3 guys that, in the back of my mind, they're going to play a key role when it comes to defensive matchups and kind of the chess game that JB Bickerstaff has to play with Orlando Magic, which is a team. They're really not afraid of much.
No.
Lights could be too bright. They're really going to be tested right now on their youth, and that's going to go towards Cleveland's advantage, especially in the playoffs at home. Cleveland's going to bring it. The crowd's going to bring it. We had some excitement last year and the year before that in the play-ins. So really, I'd like to see this team really put it together. I know Dean Wade's going to be out. That's unfortunate. He can be a chess piece on and off the bench, but we got other guys that are going to step up into that role. So offensively, I'm not too worried about it, but it's all about defense. And if we can really cut those early turnovers, really, keep Orlando off the free throw line, especially in the first half. And I think Cleveland will have it in the bag. It's really going to come down to, our usual suspects. Allen, Donovan Mitchell are really going to have to really step up. Can Garland kind of shake off, whatever?
He played really well against the Magic in these 4 games this year. I think he averaged 26 or 27 in those 4 games. He only played 3 of them, but you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. No, he did, most certainly. But that Batman and Robin role that I keep talking about the last 2 shows, can he step up and exist with Donovan Mitchell and be successful? Not be afraid to take the shot, not, kick it out when he's 3 feet in front of the rim. Just really, I'd love to see a complete game from him from top to bottom.
Yeah, dude, okay, so let me hypothetically put this out to you. If Garland scores 20 points and has 10 assists, do the Cavs win that game?
100%. 20 and 10 assists, that means he's dishing it out, and that means our role players are stepping up big.
And that means he's being aggressive as a number 2, in my opinion, because more than likely Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, they've got tough matchups. The Magic will get into them in a little bit, but those guys are going to get you 10 to 15 each. If your second guy can get you to 20, Karis LeVert hopefully can get us 10 to 15. Those numbers start to add up. I think the key to our game is going to be obviously slow down Paolo Banchero, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. I would kind of rotate those guys a little bit if you can. I would try to stay away from the George Niang minutes while he's with him guarding Banchero. I know they'll probably try that, and they'll try a Okoro on him. They'll try some different things. I like the size, putting size on a guy like that and making him work to get to the rim because he wants to get to the rim and make a play there. On the other end, Karis LeVert, Niang, those boys off the bench. If Karis LeVert can come in and get us those 15 points, if Niang can knock down a couple of threes, say what you want about Niang. He's had a kind of a roller coaster year. That guy shows up. He's got experience, and he wants to win. You can see that every time he steps on the court. He's got the right energy. It just is that shot falling. If he can get us 2 to 3 threes in game 1, to me, I think we're pretty comfortable in a 5 to 10 point win. On the flip side, the Magic are going to come in waves at our guards. They've got athletic, long wings. I'm a guy like Suggs from Gonzaga. Guys like Jonathan Isaac, who's 6'10", and he probably has a 7'3" wingspan. That guy's a nightmare to try to score on. They've got Anthony Black. They've got different guys to throw at the Cavs, but their Achilles heel has always been offense. If Banchero we can slow him down remotely, nobody else on the team can really beat you, in my opinion, in a playoff series. Banchero's going to get his points, but if we keep him out of the 30, 35, 40-point games, I feel really good about us slowing down their offense. Because at the same time, they have to stop Donovan Mitchell, who we know can absolutely light it up. If he gets hot, there's not a damn thing you can do about it. And that's the big part. We have the best player in the series. They have the second best player, but I think after that, we've probably got the next 2 or 3 players when you go tit for tat in the series. What are your thoughts on some of that?
My thoughts kind of mirror you on that. We definitely have the better roster from top to bottom for both playoff experience. One, we have a very youthful roster as we did a couple of years ago. We have size. You look at our 2 bigs alone, then we can bring, if Morris wants to come in for specific or plays, especially, kind of towards the end of quarters to keep you out of foul trouble. He can still provide scoring in those spurt moments. And Tristan Thompson, if we can limit his minutes, he can come in and be a defensive specialist.
At least bang and use a couple fouls. I think he could be. I think that's something. Come in and maybe hit Banchero with a hard foul. That kind of thing.
I think he can be a presence off the bench. He's been a kind of a surprise, a pleasant surprise once he came out of his suspension for attitude wise. So the Cavs have kind of lacked some attitude there towards the end of the season.
Right.
And Thompson, at least body language wise, has kind of been that guy, whether he's been on the bench or on the floor. He's been pretty good with responding. So especially when it came to the Knicks situation and mess there. So I'm more than confident that the Cavs can get it done from top to bottom. But you just have to diminish the hope of a young squad in Orlando, and they've got to come out game 1 and just set the tone. They got to hit him right in the chin. That old Mike Tyson. Everybody's got a plan until they get busted in the mouth.
Right, so we've got to hit them first because they're going to try to beat us up on the boards. They're going to try to be tough with us. They're going to try to be physical. We cannot let them do that to us. If I was JB, I would be showing the Knicks film from last postseason, and I would be highlighting our 2 big men. I would be showing them this is what happens when you don't show up with your chin strap locked on. We get out physical. The Magic are going to try to do the same thing. They're going to try to use their athletics, their athleticism, their length. They're going to try to bully us around on the court. We cannot let that happen. No. Cannot. Mobley and Allen have to show up like it's a fight. They have to. Jordan, game 1. What is your initial prediction, score, and winner?
Give me the Cavs 115 to 107.
Okay, I think so 8-point win.
I think an 8-point win, but I think the score is not going to dictate the landslide that it's going to be. I think the Magic are going to shave the points. They're going to end and be successful on the free throw line, but the Cavs are just going to put it away with Donovan Mitchell and company.
Okay, I like that, but I'm going to go a little more conservative. I'm going to go 96-91 Cavs. We get it done. I think the defenses in game 1 are going to be more of the star, but we're going to do just enough to get it done. So I'm going to go a little more defensive battle in game 1. 96-91 is where I'll go. Should be fun, dude. I hope we can get together and watch the game. We'll be posting a little bit on social media here coming up for the game. Really excited about this going forward. Jordan, let's transition, buddy. We had a rough couple days out in the little rally cap action. We had a couple of rough days out in on the West Coast in Seattle. Wow. Jordan, you got into it a little bit earlier. What are your initial thoughts on the tough tough game that we dealt with out west, or the tough series. I'm sorry, out west.
I mean, what a disappointment from
Right?
coach all the way to personnel. I mean, on Monday's show, I highlighted I thought we were going to split the series, and I knew it was going to be a battle. Seattle's no joke, but I didn't expect this. I didn't expect the bats to be so quiet. Hunter Green didn't have necessarily a bad showing either, and that's been kind of his formula for some of his losses. He comes out strong, and then everything around him goes kind of flat. So that's kind of depressing that's been kind of the beat to his drum right now early in the season. I hope the personnel shakes it off. But I don't know. Do you just chalk it up to just a bad series they weren't ready for? The White Sox got them hot, and we came out just bigger, larger than life, and didn't take them seriously, or is this a coaching issue and they just weren't well prepared? So what are your thoughts?
I don't know if it was a coaching issue. I just think I think the pitching was an issue, definitely. In game one, Frankie Montas couldn't throw a strike to save his fucking life. I'm sorry about my language, but holy shit. Shout out to Chris. Let's go Magic. That is just an absolute piece of shit move by him, but he's a hell of a guy. He's going through his own issues right now with Jimmy Butler injury, so that's tough for him. So I understand where that hatred's coming from. But shout out to Chris. We appreciate you, buddy. But like I said, Frankie Montas could legitimately not throw a strike, Jordan, in that first game. He walked 5, had 5 earned runs, gave up 2 home runs in 2 innings.
He walked
2 innings. He had 32 thrown balls, not strikes, 32 balls in 2 innings. And that just sets you behind. It just sets you back so far. So, after 3 innings, it was 5-1, and it just got worse from there. We show up a little bit better, and Hunter Green has an okay outing, but he threw 98 pitches in 4 innings. That's not winning baseball, Jordan. You can't throw 98 pitches in fucking 4 innings. He also was all over the place with his. He had just too many pitches. Too many pitches. He's got to learn. He's got to start improving a little bit. He's got to be better to help the bullpen out. He only gives up 1 earned run. Then the bullpen, gives up 2 earned runs of their own, and the Reds lose 3-1 because the bats are extremely quiet. We had 4 hits that game, and it felt like there was none. It didn't even feel like we had a hit. And then to close it out, Andrew Abbott comes out and throws a good game. He went 6 innings. He only gave up 4 hits, struck out 6, only had 2 earned runs, both were home runs, 6 Ks, but he walked 3 people also. And then Sims comes in, walks the bases loaded, gives up 3 runs, and the game's over because the bats are quiet. It's really hard in today's game when you cannot score, and the Reds could not score to save their lives. If you look at the total scores, Jordan, we lost the series 17-5 in total runs. Wow, that's rough. Go ahead, buddy.
Sims consistently pisses me off hardcore. It just as a Reds fan, he comes out and
he just pisses me off.
more times than none. That's his MO. That's been his MO. That's been his MO for his career. It's just I don't love it. And like you said, 17-5. You can't. Granted,
he's pitched, Jordan, just to give you fuel to your fire. He's pitched 5 innings this year, 6 appearances. He's given up 6 earned runs, and he's walked 6 people in those 5 innings. So what you're saying is completely on base. That guy, not great. But keep going.
Send him to Dayton. All the way down the chain.
Send him to Dayton.
Send him to Dayton. But to me, it's just, I don't know that let's exercise the demons, lick the wounds on the day off, and
I think this is a perfect day off because we're really struggling. The bats are really struggling, and you get a day off to reset. You get Mike Trout and the Angels coming in, a nice little break. Let the West Coast team travel to us for this time. I know travel's completely changed. It's not even a big deal anymore. But you kind of hopefully shift momentum with that day off. Jordan, I ran a poll, little hypothetical poll for on our Twitter page. Obviously we are 18 games in the season, but I said, what if you were part of the Reds management team? What would you trade for right now after 18 games? Starting pitching won the poll 43%. Relief pitching came in at 25%. Catcher came in at 25%. What were your thoughts on the poll?
I would lean more toward, because starting pitching is going to get their groove on, but the bullpen, like we highlighted Sims just by himself, the bullpen's a mess. So yeah. I would definitely, if we had to choose between the two, I would go with relief pitching, because we can stretch that, we can make that work, and that's something the Reds have, probably the last 4 or 5 years have struggled in, and we're always clawing at either big names or who's at the bottom of the barrel at the end of the All-Star break, or going into the All-Star break about every 4 to 5 years now when it comes to it. So it's got to be a relief pitching. We got to get some veterans in that have been around a while, ready to win now, and kind of help our young starting pitchers. So I would definitely look towards more of the relief pitching.
Okay, I think that's fair. I just wanted to see what the pulse of the fan base was. Appreciate everybody who voted in that. Any other thoughts, Jordan? I mean, we get the Angels coming in this weekend. It's always nice to get a player like Mike Trout into the Great American Ballpark. Get to watch him. Nick Lodolo back on the hill after his great start. Thoughts on the Angels series? Because we predicted the Reds win 2-1 against the Mariners. Do we stay quiet on this one, or do we go back in all in?
Well, I'm going to go back all in, and that's not me being biased. The Reds have a tendency to play at the level of their competition when it comes to playing big stars like Mike Trout and company. So I'm kind of hoping that falls through. They were completely embarrassed on the West Coast. They're hearing about it from us. They're hearing about it from the bigger media outlets. They're hearing about it from 700 here at home. So hopefully the music comes in loud and clear. They know what they need to do. Like you said, travel, it's always kind of a factor as somebody that's traveled to the West Coast and East Coast at certain times. It definitely can hit you at least on that first game. So yeah. If the Reds can come out and, absolutely put together a knocker from start to finish, a slobber knocker, to quote JB, but JR, excuse me. But I think they can take the series 2-1. So I think they come out, they win that first game, they silence some haters, they get right. I think the bats are going to be hot because we do have a young squad, one of the younger teams in the NL Central especially, and probably one of the younger teams in MLB. So inconsistency is early. It's going to be the formula, and we're going to see Great American Ballpark just because of the position. We give up more home runs than just about any other ballpark in America. So look for the bats to come out hot. So I think both teams are going to come out hot, but I think the Reds are going to get it done. Give me 8-7 tomorrow. I think the Reds.
Wow, high scoring game.
Put on a show out of frustration. I think they get it right, and we'll talk more about Game 2. But give me 8-7 win tomorrow at Great American Ballpark right here in Cincinnati.
Okay, Jordan, I like that. I think I'm gonna go 6-4 Reds. Please, Cincinnati, pitch around Mike Trout. He has 8 home runs already to start the year. Most of them are solo shots, but don't give him anything to hit, especially at Great American Ballpark. The ball flies out of there. Please pitch around him. Don't let Mike Trout beat us. Make somebody else beat you off this Angels team. But I might go down to the Sunday game. That sounds nice. So Jordan, obviously the Reds licking their wounds. Nice day off. We're gonna get back together tomorrow. Nick Lodolo back on the hill. Get a play like Mike Trout in Great American. That's awesome as always. Let's transition though, buddy. We got some news and notes before we get out of here today. Let's start off with UFC 300. Jordan, you were kind of beating on the door here for Kayla Harrison. She goes out and she beats Holly Holm, a legend in the sport. Kayla Harrison from Middletown, Ohio, is a massive woman for her division. She cuts down from probably 155 to 160 to get down to proper weight. So that's about a 35 pound cut. She is a fantastic fighter. She's pretty much, in my opinion, a better version of Ronda Rousey. That's like pretty high praise because when Ronda came in, she was an ass kicker, but the game caught up to her. Kayla is a better version of Ronda Rousey. What was your thoughts about her UFC 300 win and her introduction into the UFC?
I thought it was everything as advertised. You look at her body of work going into the UFC. You look at the camp that she came from, which she does work with Ronda Rousey's camp. So that's great that you mentioned it. So I was extremely happy to see the fight and see the end results. She's won little competitions and little things here and there. I know she won, I think 2 years ago, she won the $1 million fight on New Year's.
PFL, yep.
So from there on, I think that's what got her into the UFC, or at least got the proper channels to get there. And she's been as advertised. So I'm thrilled. We kind of touched on it before the show. I don't think there's anybody in the division that'll live up or hype the fight up. I think her Super Bowl was kind of unfortunately UFC 300 for the name that she was.
So I got a little pushback for you because of something that happened, and you might not have seen it. Former champ Amanda Nunes, after the fight, posted a video online of her, kind of questioning Kayla, not calling her out. So in my opinion, if Kayla can win the title and beat Juliana Pena or Raquel Pennington, Amanda Nunes will come out of retirement to fight Kayla Harrison. There is some bad blood between the two. Amanda Nunes left the camp that Kayla Harrison was. They were both at the same camp. Amanda Nunes took herself out and switched camps. So in my opinion, if Kayla Harrison can get to the title and win the title, Amanda Nunes will come out of retirement and we will get that big money Harrison versus Nunes fight that people have been kind of clamoring for.
That would be massive. That would be massive both for the sport and the individuals. So that would be.
You said big money, so that's that's right there's a pretty large nugget out there for Kayla Harrison potentially. Jordan, let's talk about it. Dayton Flyers, my guys, our guys. Kobe Brea transfers from the program this past weekend.
Our program on Monday. That was heartbreaking.
I know it was. That was a real kick in the gut as a UD Flyers fan. This was, he's going to be a massive part of the program this coming year. He was going to be definitely. He was already fantastic, already one of the main reasons we were able to beat Nevada in the first round. He's transferring, but look at the teams that are coming after him. UConn, Duke, Kentucky, Kansas, Arizona, you name it. If it's a top-level school, they are calling his number right now. I'm happy for the guy, obviously, on a personal level, go out and get a big payday, go play for a championship-level team. But damn it, does that hurt as a Dayton Flyers fan to lose such a fantastic player. What were your thoughts on the transfer? The NIL and all that stuff is really changing basketball. So it's, we need to learn not to get attached to people. He played for UD for 4 strong years. You can only complain so much. The guy's awesome, so good for him. Go get that bag and good luck to you at your next stop because, playing for UConn, could you imagine? Go play for a national championship at UConn? Yeah, that'd be crazy.
The individual fan in me felt betrayed, but the analyst in me, like you said, it is a new day and age in college sports.
Yeah,
and I had to, after I read the news, after I slammed my fist down on something, can't remember, but I had to rebound it and remind myself that it's more of a business now than it ever has been. And
No, it is a big business.
And that's where I said I looked at his body of work. Like you said, he's been with us for a few years. So I got to tip my hat to him. I wish him well. Definitely will be a fan. Well, hopefully he gets more than just a bench role. Hopefully he gets.
I would assume he's going to be either a sixth man or a starter. I would hope. But if you go to UConn, though, I mean, it might be tough to get on. He'll get on the floor. That dude is extremely talented. He's the best shooter in the country. But some of these schools, you're like, they take everybody. How are you gonna, how do you compete when everybody's getting taken?
Right.
Big shout out to Mike Freshwater, our guy from our Alter interview. We appreciate you. NIL and the transfer portal are here to stay. Yes, they are. They are 100% here to stay. Big money, transferring hands, changing schools. It's commonplace, and we got to get used to it. It's just, as a fan of a program for as long as I've been a fan of UD, my grandpa played basketball at UD, in the 60s. It's in my blood. It sucks to see a good player leave, especially with Deron Holmes potentially leaving, to go to the NBA. And that's going to be another tough day at the office.
Hey, the longer that news goes, though, it favors the home squad. So hopefully.
Yeah, nope, I'm with you. Appreciate you stopping in, Mike. Thanks again, 100, for doing that interview with us. That was really awesome. Our views keep going up on that. It means a ton to us that Alter reached out and retweeted our tweet and all that kind of stuff. So really great. Jordan, let's get back into baseball real quick. We haven't talked a lot about the Guardians because we don't get to see their games like we do the Reds. We're not in the right market, but they're a really good baseball team. They're 13-6 right now. They're leading the AL Central. Their run differential right now, Jordan, is plus 37. So they are playing extremely good baseball. From now and then I will respond to some Guardians fans, and I'll just, hashtag Stephen Kwan because that dude can hit the ball. He's hitting 354 right now. Incredible start for him. He's a fantastic ball player. I just wanted to touch on the Guardians because, we don't get to talk about them as much. We're just the markets, dude. That's just how it goes, But shout out to the Guardians. Any thoughts on the Guards?
They're doing everything. They're kind of picking up where they left off last year, and their bats are hot. They have a young squad around. They had some coaching personnel changes, and it's been working in their favor 100%. They weren't afraid to open the wallet. I know they definitely bumped up their spending quite a bit from the season before, so it's happy to see kind of all that go together. Always been a fan of the Cleveland market. Like you said, we don't get to see them much, but I'm definitely happy for the Guardians, especially since they're I think they're in year 2 of their rebrand.
Yeah.
So year 2 of their rebrand, leaving the Indians name. So definitely want to make a name for themselves going forward.
Totally. And their style of ball is sustainable. They could make a run here. I think they've got a good ball team, like you said. Jordan, any other thoughts from around Ohio? Anything you want to touch on? Obviously, Ohio State, spring games come and gone. The spring portal, we're seeing some college football players transfer. Kind of, see if maybe anybody comes in or out. Any other thoughts from around Ohio, though?
No, I think we nailed a lot of it. Not too much has been said about the portal, at least for Ohio State and a lot of our other markets. I didn't see a lot of for the UC Bearcats football program.
Bearcats basketball signed
did.
a couple guys, but yeah, go ahead with the football. Yeah.
Yeah, the football program was kind of quiet. So, but I'm sure everything leads towards the fall. So when you hit that June time, we'll probably be able to trickle some more news in there. The draft's been all over the place with the NFL coming up. So, but we're going to touch on that on Monday. But I think we kind of summed everything up pretty solidly tonight.
Okay, well, guys, we'll be back Monday. We'll have a little NFL mock draft information for you. Obviously, the Bengals draft number 18, and the Browns will draft later. In the later rounds, we'll definitely talk some NFL draft on Monday. We'll recap the Cavs playoff game. We'll talk Reds series against the Angels. So tune in Monday at our normal time, 6:00. I'm Doug. That's Jordan. And this has been Ohio Sports Talk. We will see you next week.